guys, it's Keltie, and I wanted to let you know that we're still having the $10 sale on our tour t-shirts over on the website, theladygang.com, the softest, most beautiful, killer tour t-shirt. Who f***ing cares if you didn't come to the tour? The tour t-shirt was better anyway. It's super cute. We bought too many. We're having a blowout sale. They're $10. Head on over to theladygang.com. You can get them right now. And by the way, while you're there, both of our books, Act Like a Lady and Lady Secrets, are in stock, signed copies, and we're so excited for you to get them. And if you've read Act Like a Lady, but you haven't picked up Lady Secrets, it's like the perfect summer beach read, which will be so great, and summer's right around the corner. So please pick them up. Thank you for the support. Thanks for keeping our business afloat, and we love you guys.
It's time for a Quickie.
Podcast One presents The Lady Gang, the Hollywood girl posse, with Lady Gang Quickie. Here's Keltie Knight, Becca Tobin, and Jac Vanek.
Let's make this quick.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to LadyGang Quickie. I am Becca here with Jac and Keltie. I pretty much slurred that like I was high.
Keltie and I were also doing some like eyebrow raises to each other. Like, ew, what's up?
Really feeling it. Keltie, you're in the thick of your gut renovation gut.
Yeah. Can we get some updates? Because I'm not going to lie, I haven't really been following along your Instagram stories because it's too much. Like, I have been, but like, it's too much. Like,
it's too much. Listen, today,
to, like, the follow.
First of all, I love the both of you. For anyone that thinks these girls don't want to hear about sconces, you are wrong. They love me and they love my sconces. And I'm so excited to give you an update. But first, I am naming this episode Protect Becca Tobin at All Costs. Okay, we need to protect Becca Tobin at all costs because the world is coming for her, and I need to discuss it because I also have only been watching my own stories over and over again and not checking out anything. And I didn't realize you were in the dark for 5 days. Now you have strep throat. Like, there's so much going on in the Becca Tobin world, and we need protect Becca Tobin at all costs. So, Becca, are you okay?
It's weird because, like, when you say everything, I should not be okay. But it was crazy. There was an ice storm in Texas. I'm sure everybody's heard about it by now. And we lost power for 2 days. The first night that we had lost power, we were like, okay, we're going to all sleep in Ford's room. But, Ford is still not even one. So it's like you can't put him in the bed. He'll never sleep. He's never been in a bed with his parents. He'll be up. He'll be, he needed to be in his crib. We just put a bunch of layers on him. But until they're 1 year old, technically you're not supposed to put a blanket in their crib with them.
Right, because they can strike. Right.
Yes. So I was like, I will not put a blanket in there. Also, I did not have my monitor, even though we're in the same room, it's pitch black because we have no power. I was like, I don't have my monitor because we have no power to watch him and make sure he's okay, not strangled in a blanket. So there was so much stress. Then Zach had his meat thermometer in the room because it was the most accurate reading of what the temperature inside the room was.
No, you did not take a temperature of your baby with a meat
No,
room.
Of the actual room.
Yeah, she's like, open up your mouth. Here it comes. Ben and raw meat right before that.
Exactly. And
I'm so sorry. This is why I can't be a parent.
I want everyone to know that I am aware of the lunacy and the insanity of this whole thing. But when you're in it and you're stressed and you feel like, I don't know. In hindsight, I probably could have chilled out a little bit. But anyways, we're in the room. He has a day bed, queen size day bed in there. Thank goodness. So that me and Zach were on that bed with the dogs. And it was about 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, it's getting really cold in here. The temps are dropping. What are we going to do? And then a gift from God, the power returns.
Oh, wait. So how long was it off for?
The first time it had been off for 10 hours.
Okay, but daytime hours.
Daytime hours into about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And then Zach and I were like, oh my God, it was the most exciting thing ever. We could leave his room. His monitor was working. His sound machine was working. Mind you, I have now bought everything on Amazon that is battery operated.
Powered. You've got to
Why on earth are there there's not enough things in our lives that just use a battery, like a good old fashioned battery.
Because it's hard to use batteries now because you have to have batteries. Like it's more of a pain in the ass than charging something.
That's true.
Until the power goes out, then you're fucked.
But I just went crazy on Amazon. I bought like a battery powered monitor for a baby that doesn't require Wi-Fi. I bought some little table lamps that you can pop a battery in them. You know, you can almost live a normal life with the power out. But then Zach was like, we're getting a generator. So we will be getting a generator.
Okay.
But it's expensive. It's expensive. And, but he said it best. We spent a ton of money going to a hotel the second night because the power went out again. And I was like, I'm not
you can't do this. Okay. So you did night one, you tried to make it through, and it was a freeze that caused this? It was frozen.
Everything was frozen. And then, so what happens is the branches of all the trees, these like heavy trees.
Yeah.
They get ice on them, and then they become very heavy, and they fall on things and on power lines and on houses, and it's really crazy.
And so is it like an ice storm where Texas is not used to ice storms, or this was just like a freak storm where it was an ice storm and then heavy branches and like...
So this doesn't well, in the last couple of years it's been happening, but before this, it really hasn't been a thing here.
Because when I think of Texas, I think of like a warm, mild winter. I don't think of a freeze.
It normally is. So there are arguments about, you know, fixing the grid and putting the power lines underground. But to do that, it's like billions of dollars. And, you know, so it's a city that's not equipped for
winter.
Yes. So then we went to a hotel.
What are you wearing? Sorry. I want to go back to the night. Not right now. I want to go back to the night where you were freezing and you're sleeping in Ford's room with him, trying not to strangle him with a blanket. Like, what do you and Zach have on? Paint me a picture of the fashion.
No. I'm more concerned. What is Ford wearing first?
Yeah, what is Ford wearing?
Ford
do you have
is
a photo? Okay.
Ford is in. Every night he does a double diaper because he pisses himself like a frat boy. So he's in a double diaper. He's in a footed onesie. Burt's Bees. They make great onesies.
Burt's Bees? The chapstick?
They make really good like pajamas for babies.
Who knew they made clothes?
Who knew? And then I have so they sleep in it's called a sleep sack. Yeah. And it's like the little sleeping bag that they wear.
Right. Like I wish I had one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a dream.
Jac Van Eyck basically like exists in a sleep sack if we just sewed up the bottom of your
robe.
thing.
That's actually exactly what the second layer looked like, is if the Barefoot Dreams robe, but zipped up at the bottom.
Ideal.
And then another sleep sack on top of that. So he was in like triple layers, and one of the layers was really heavy. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like 30 degrees in my house. It was still pretty insulated. So we were working around, you know, low 60s. So I didn't want to like go crazy. And then Zach and I was wearing just sweatpants and a hoodie and socks because I didn't want to be too bundled, because we both wanted to have a perspective on what what it feels like to be not under
Ford.
A duvet, to be Ford.
But you know, those babies, they can survive anything.
They can.
Those babies in like plane crashes, and then they're like thrust into the snow, and then they survive like a blizzard.
No, listen, I think that I had like a lower likelihood of surviving this than Ford did. And the whole time I was thinking, there are so many babies that do not have any of this modern technology.
No.
Heating and air. Like, get your shit right. But I just couldn't.
No, you can't not.
Oh my God.
Wait, can I ask you a side question that like doesn't have to do with this exact story? How often, like on a normal night, are you checking that monitor? Because I feel like if I was a mom, I would be so scared that my baby was dead like every 5 seconds that I don't think I'd take my eyes off of it.
Well, I have the parenting hack of a lifetime. The mothering hack of a lifetime. We established early on that Zach was going to have the monitor on his bedside table. Because
I would make Jared do that too.
I just don't trust myself to not hear something. I think I sleep a little deeper, and I wouldn't allow myself to fall into the deep sleep if I knew that was there and it was my responsibility. So that's what we have going. It works really, really well. I mean, and he's in our room. He was in our room for the first 5 months of his life, like in a crib.
It's good to hear him, yeah.
Which was like much easier. Once he went into the nursery, I was like a little more anxious, but that's when Zach was like, just sort of took over the monitor situation. But I'm lucky, but I highly recommend this if you're having a baby or you just had one. Put it on the dad's side, unless you don't trust, unless he's a useless like bump on a log. Give them responsibility.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. This episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by Nutrafol and my beautiful head of hair. I've talked about this. I just made a PowerPoint presentation to give to the owners of Nutrafol to be like, this is what this has done for me. I don't know why. These are the things I do like at 3 a.m. But like my before and afters, before taking Nutrafol to after is insane. And I truly believe I have sprouted more hair. My hair stays on my head. It is more adapt to blow dries and heat tools and holds its color longer. And I just feel like I have the hair of my dreams. And by the way, I was not born with this head of hair. This is Nutrafol because I always, as a kid, had thin hair. My mom always gave me a little bob cut. I hadn't one of those girls that were like, mom could put rollers in your hair, and then at school pictures you had like all this beautiful hair. I've never had good hair in my life until now. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after 6 months. Nutrafol, if you stay on it for 6 months, I swear to God, you will notice a difference. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering promo code LGPOD to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code LGPOD. Obviously, I'm very passionate about this. Thank you. This episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Most of you listening right now are probably multitasking, just like me. While you're listening to Lady Gang, you're probably driving, cleaning, exercising, grocery shopping, painting your nails, whatever. But if you're not in some kind of moving vehicle, there's also something you can do right now. Getting an auto quote from Progressive Insurance. It's easy, and it could save you money by doing it right from your phone. Drivers who save by switching to Progressive save nearly $700 on average, and auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Discounts for having multiple vehicles on your policy, being a homeowner, and more. So just like your favorite podcast, Lady Gang, Progressive will be with you 24/7, 365 days a year, so you're protected no matter what. Multitask right now. Quote your car insurance at Progressive.com and join the over 29 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $698 by new customers surveyed who save with Progressive between June 2021 and May 2022. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
The Lady Gang.
I want to say that, like, I'm so glad that you had a baby, and like Christina and all my friends are like in baby land, because it gives my mom, Sheila, something to do rather than just give me notes on the way I'm living in my life. Like, she was not excited about the pantsless Grammys dress. She was like, this is too much.
But I loved it.
My favorite thing about this is that Sheila now, her favorite saying, you were just talking about all the technology, and she's like, she's literally that, like, not a grandma that's like, oh, must be nice for Becca. All these monitors that tell you the baby's breathing. We just went up to you and licked your face to see if you still were making air. Like,
back in my day, I walked 15 miles back and forth to check on my baby.
And she's like, oh, that little baby seat that rocks itself. Well, when you were little, I stuck you in the car and drove you drunk. Like, she's so crazy.
I'm fully aware that I would not be able to be a parent in any other time.
No way.
Only the future, but not anything earlier than this. Even my sister, when she had her first kid, it was 10 years ago. They didn't have any of this. She had the thing under his mattress where they still have that, people use it, but it's this sensor that you put under the crib mattress where if they sense that your baby stops breathing, it goes off like a freaking fire alarm. And, you know,
wait, what do you have for that?
So I have the Owlet, which we used a lot up until he was about 7 months old. That goes on his little foot. And now we also have
the Owlet. The Owlet.
What does
Sheila
it do? Track
could
his pulse?
not get over the Owlet.
It's amazing.
It's like a little. I need it for me. Is my heart beating?
Like, what is it? What is it?
It's like an Oura ring for a baby. It's it's breathing, it's pulse, movement. It can sense
that
when
would make me feel better
in like a deep sleep. Like I could open the app and be like, oh, Ford's been in a deep sleep for 30 minutes. Like it's it's mind blowing.
Dude, imagine back in the day when there were no monitors and none of that shit, your baby could have been kidnapped and you wouldn't know for 9 hours if you were asleep. Like that's so crazy.
True.
No, my mom told me a story, and she was like, "What?" Sorry, not to go back to Sheila. It's about Becca. This is protect Becca at all costs. But she's like, "When you were young, you crawled under the bed, and I couldn't find you for 8 hours. You were such a quiet baby. You were just under the bed, and we didn't know where you went." I'm like, "Oh my God."
Oh My God.
Jesus.
This is a lot of childhood trauma. But anyway, okay,
8
Becca.
hours.
Protect Becca. So night one, the heat
Stuck it out. It came on.
But it came back on.
Yeah.
And then it went good.
Out
when
again.
did it go out again?
The next afternoon.
Oh,
and
so you were like, we're out of the clear. That was a really hard night. We made it.
Yep. And then I said to Zach, I was like, we have to find a hotel that's like, they were all booked. So many hotels were booked because everybody was dealing with this.
Yeah.
We found a hotel downtown and we booked it. We were like, this will be great. It'll be wonderful. You know, we were there with some friends who also didn't have power.
Oh, that's fun.
2 dogs and a baby in a hotel room, and one dog, Barbara, who decides she doesn't go to the bathroom if she has a leash on her. This dog will not poop or pee if she has a leash on her. She is a yard dog only. She'll go for a walk for 7 hours and never take a piss.
Oh my God.
No way.
She's a demon dog, and it was the most stressful part of being in that hotel was because I took her out before we left our house that afternoon at like noon. We get to the hotel, doesn't pee, doesn't poop, like many times that I've taken them both out. Zach comes back. He's like, I'm going to take her out one last time before I go to bed. Doesn't go. So I'm laying in bed, and I have this little blackout tent, which is amazing for Ford. If you're in a hotel room or sharing a room with your baby, you have a little pack and play, which is like a portable crib. And then it's called the sleep pod. And it's it's a tent that goes over the pack and play that blacks it out completely.
Oh.
So it's like having a little tent in the corner of your hotel room.
Okay.
It's awesome.
So the baby's fine, but Barbara is...
Barbara, all night long, I'm like waking up being like, I can't understand how she's not dying. Has not gone to the bath. She almost went 24 hours without going to the bathroom, poo or pee.
Animals are insane. But I will tell you this, is that we have gotten on the LadyGang Instagram a ton of DMs, people wondering about what happened to Barbara. Because they were like... It was like, because you were on tour and you're like, Orly's on tour. And like, everyone's like, Orly came on tour. She has this baby. And like, no, we never talk about, you don't talk about Barbara. No. Barbara is not getting talked about because this is a praise only podcast. And Barbara is causing us stress.
She causes me so much stress. And she's right here because she's also an appendage. This is the most needy dog. If anybody has a doodle mix of some kind, like she will literally get on top of my body at night. It is the most annoying thing about this dog. Like, you want a dog that loves you, but you don't want a dog that smothers the out of you. This dog smothers the out of me.
She knows that she was like picked second.
She's the second child.
But she's like the younger child, which usually I feel like gets treated better, but like she needs to prove herself. So she needs to become the favorite. Because she knows.
Exactly. Birth order at its finest. Mm-hmm. She's a middle child. Mm-hmm. Like,
oh yeah, she's a middle child.
She's a middle child. So technically she's older than Ford, but she came into our lives. Mm-hmm. Or no, that's right. Yeah, so it was Orly who's like the favorite, like angel
first child
from heaven.
Got everything.
I
Only
tell my sister
vibes.
always, I'm like, I want to die in each other's arms, and even if that's in a couple years for Orly, like I don't want to live without her. And then Barbara came along, and it was like, oh, cute and fun and whatever, but she was only the star for like
2 months, and then
a minute,
barely.
And then Ford comes in, and of course he's the young, like little, bouncy boy. We haven't had a boy, so she's just
also a human, which makes a little bit of difference.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just
I don't know. You line up Orly and Ford, it's a tough thing.
Yikes.
Okay, so I have one more question. So then, when was the cute video of Ford is walking? First of all, like, were you with him when you took the first steps?
And I know. Have we not? We haven't even talked about him walking.
He's walking.
Is he talking?
I didn't even know. And then, like, Becca, I know you don't like to like really play that deep on the internet, but can I get a reel of Ford walking? This is a big deal.
I just see like a walking. When were his first steps?
We have no idea. I only saw all of a sudden the lights are out. She has no fucking power, and Ford is leading the way through the house
with the
lantern. And I was like, what is happening in Becca's life? She needs help.
Okay, well, here's why I didn't have any kind of like, yeah, he's walking. And I think this is pretty standard now, I'm realizing, with children. There's not just like a day that they start doing anything. It's like a gradual, weird thing where he was pulling up on furniture since he was 6 months old. Like 6 and 7 months old, he was like pulling up on furniture, climbing stairs, like the whole 9 yards, but not like actually properly walking. And then they do this thing where they're like pulled up on furniture and then they like walk between furniture where they're not fully letting go of either thing.
Right.
And then one day he just decides that he's going to like try to take a step or 2 steps or whatever. And then boom, it's like, he decides to take 4 steps and then it's off to the races. But it's not this like
where you're like holding them and they're like,
no.
And there's a video and they're like, come on, little boy.
No.
Yeah, it's not like riding a bike where you take your pedals and then you're,
Yes. So it's like, I just don't, or at least with him, there wasn't like those moments of like, of he's walking and he's not. Suddenly he was just walking. Now he does not crawl at all. He just walks. And I'm pretty stoked about it because
Baby shoes.
What?
Baby shoes. There's nothing
God.
cuter
Wait,
on the
didn't
world.
you say you're getting him little
The only reason I would
Converse?
ever have a child is so that I could put them in baby shoes.
Here's the
They're so
problem.
cute.
His feet are so fat.
Not a foot model like mom.
Nope. Did not get mom's feet. They are the fattest fucking things. And also they're
my God.
they're like, you know, they're high. They've like got a pad of fat on top of the arch.
Yeah.
High arch.
It's a brick.
No, it's just like they're like a sort like a sphere.
It's a loaf of bread. It's like a fucking loaf of bread.
Wait, do they not fit into baby shoes?
No. So I have the
Velcro even?
cutest sneakers ever.
You've got to have a wide fit.
They do. There's New Balance, and I know this because my nephew had the fattest feet ever, and he was always in those really ugly dad shoe, like with the Velcro across New Balances.
The Velcro shoes.
And
So
every
cute.
single one of my friends was like, "Yep, if you have a kid with fat feet, don't bother with anything except for the New Balances for fat feet." So, I placed an order today. I did order a pair of Vans that I'm hoping for his birthday party are going to be okay.
Checkered
I doubt
slip-ons?
it. He has checkered slip-ons from when he was like smaller, which worked because they were kind of like a slipper meets a shoe. But then I got him like this really cute like tan pair for his birthday party.
Oh, baby
so
shoes are so
excited.
freaking cute.
Oh, it's his birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ford.
Good thing we talked about him like the entire episode.
Yeah.
I know, this is great. This is a birthday episode, aka Protect Becca at all costs. So listen, we are out of time for today, but here's what I want to say to everyone. I want you to go on over to @Becca on Instagram, and I want you to leave Becca Tobin, our new mom, who made it through year 1 of having a baby.
Wow.
Something really nice and really wonderful about her. It could be her excellent style. It could be how great she looks in tons of layers when the power goes out. It could be her opening up about parenthood here on this podcast. Whatever, if you're a Becca or you're a fan of Becca, and I know you are, well, let's go over and give her some love because she did it. This has been a crazy effing year. She did it. She kept this baby alive till 1. And I want to celebrate her because a lot of weird, why is this happening stuff has happened in this year. And you made it through like a champ, Becca.
I did it.
You did it.
I did it.
Congratulations.
So proud of you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well,
Happy birthday.
we weren't here for a
Ford.
long time, but we are here for a birthday time.
Happy birthday, Ford.
Woo.
Thanks for listening. The Lady Gang is produced by Alex Ingber, Steve Delameter, and Jared Monaco. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And if you love it, share it with your friends on social media. Like, oh my God, I just listened to Lady Gang. This episode's so great. Swipe up to listen. And if you really want to, which we know you do, please follow us on social. @Keltie, @Becca, @Jac Vanek, and @The Lady Gang. Sign up for our newsletter at theladygang.com and join our secret Facebook group. It's super fun. See you next Tuesday.
All month long on Pluto TV, stream the biggest Tyler Perry movies free. Watch your favorites like Medea's Witness Protection and Medea's Big Happy Family. Join Tyler Perry as he goes on a couples retreat with Sharon Leal in Why Did I Get Married? Or Idris Elba and Gabrielle Union in the Tyler Perry directed film Daddy's Little Girls. Plus, Pluto TV has hundreds of channels with thousands more movies and TV shows. Available on live and on demand. Download the free Pluto TV app on all your favorite devices and start streaming now. Pluto TV. Drop in, watch free.